करने जा रहे हैं डिबेट. Before discussing the topic, we will have a holy chant, the mantra. Let's do it. Yes, students. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Shall we start? Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Hare Paramatmane.
Hare Paramatmane.
Pranatah Kleshanashayo. Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo.
Kagre Vaste Lakshmihi.
Namaste Lakshmi.
Karmadhe Saraswati.
Namaste Saraswati.
Karmule tu Govindah.
Mule Govinda.
Prabhate Kardarshanam.
Namaste
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Welcome Saroj, sit down please. Saroj, welcome. Shweta, स्वागत है आपका. अनुराग, welcome to all of you in this wonderful live stream. नहीं. So today we are going to have a discussion. Pratibha, good morning, good morning. So you have a topic, education, right? Indian education system. Indian education नहीं बोलते हैं प्यारे बच्चों. The correct pronunciation is education. What? Education. I just want to tell you. Education. Indian education system. Yes. So let's start. Take the mics. Arrange. You know how to do this, and start. Take the mic. Fix the camera as you want, and I'm coming. Okay. You guys have. Why you asking for it? Then where will you fix camera? Okay, we'll have it. I think I should learn something. What would you like to learn? I would like to learn. Thank you. So guys, do you know why we are here posing here? Or yes, we know. For what? For watching to you.
We are here for GD.
Okay. So what is the topic of GD?
Indian education system. Education system.
Shall we start?
Yeah, yes, yo.
Okay. So yeah, I know all of you. Why are you standing? Yeah, so they see introduce. Yeah.
Okay. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
How are you guys? Oh, sounds good. I am also fine. So let me introduce the topic. Is firstly I would like to thanks for sir who gave us topic beautiful topic for debate. Sorry, GD. So The topic is Indian education system. Okay, okay. Indian education system. So, who would like to counter first? Sorry, speak first.
Here, as Sivadur mentioned, today's topic is Indian education and its reforms. Firstly, we are talking about what is education. We have to understand that education is not a way of livelihood. It have an importance in livelihood, but we have to understand we are the human beings. Education build our character and provide to elevate our consciousness and try to live a better life. A person who don't have education, we see they are a goods, but in according to intelligence and or on any other manufactured data, the educated people live better life.
in up in my opinion Indian education we some reform like teachers give lots of homework and burden of homework and they a small student and they carry lots of books and copies for it's not good for them in my opinion.
I want to add furthermore, as I said, uh, teachers gave a lot of burden to like a homework, lot of given. So one have also like that student who's studying, you can know that's very nice 9th and 10th class, 11 or 12th class. There's also providing a 20 marks of you can say project, 20 marks they given. And when we were qualified for the class, there is not a musical so policy followed like a 100 to 100 numbers paper they before they gave us. So we must remove like this because some of the students showing a laziness. I also got a practical marks and I also got a you can say assignment marks. So they don't doing you can say they don't do a hard working. They are only doing a you can say 10 number. They only read 10 numbers and 20 numbers and they just qualify. So we must do a right thing, in my opinion.
I'm agree with your point of view in certain extent, but here I didn't understand one point. You told us in Indian education system in school there were 20 to 30 marks given as
Listen, I said in Indian education like this. And you can see there CM rise for
hmm,
the state government. They do not follow the 20 numbers like it's, I mean, they didn't give.
hmm.
And they don't give a like that. You can say activities numbers. That's I mean Indian education. They followed. They followed like this.
I am getting your point, but you have to understand firstly the standard of education in CBSE and the standard of education in MP board. Many of my friends were studying in their CBSE board. They told me about the curriculum activities that were happened there. Um, the boys group and there were many activities that happened. I don't know exactly because I didn't study in a CBSE school. There were what we call greenhouse. Listen about that guys, greenhouse, yellow house. They have yellow caps, leaders. Yeah, they were yeah, I'm talking about that thing. There were many groups were formed with taking the different students of different classes and organize the activity on different occasions. But here we're talking about the MP board patterns school. They don't have a lot of activities. They have only if you're talking about the if they are add furthermore in education system if they're not adding the practical system and the assignment. If you're talking if you are taken a IT and IT classes, you have to give classes in a practical when theory classes and practical classes also. And if you're talking about the biology and chemistry and physics, sir also sir will give us marks for our experiment. They didn't give the marks like that you can take. Yeah.
I'm not talking about that way. You just in the practical. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a more what education.
Disconnect.
Students
Disconnect.
don't
Disconnect.
know about biology and they got a 80% or 75%
Disconnect, man.
like that. And when we were qualified to come in 2019, then you can say allowed as newspaper policy. And that time, those students, they did a hard work and not unknown.
Okay. According to me, my next point is, firstly, we should see that in Indian education system, I'm talking about MP board, okay? They only focus on theoretical knowledge, not practically. So I think they should reform, because somewhere students, when we are learning everything, like we learned English in our school as well, but we are not able to, or we wasn't able to speak. So why we are joining the classes? So it should be done there as well. What do you think, guys?
your your opinion is good, but one thing I wanted to say that, like Vijay bhaiya say, why we do practical, why sir give us practical and give us number to take an advantage in paper. Like if we write practical, full practical, we don't do any type of practical, so sir will also give us marks, full marks, like 30 marks, 20, according to your behavior, according to your discipline in your class. In my school also, sir give us according to our discipline, according to our behavior in their class, not according to practical. But in our school, only in our school, if we going to another state, another city, another school, like in big cities, there were teacher are already know what we can do in practical, what we have to do in practical. Like Viren sir also used to conduct some type of practical, small practical, but the student who know the exactly what is it, he done very carefully, he done very fluently. So in our school there were you know there are not very literate or not very educated people, and sometime there also sir or madam are not in the presence of teaching us, mind in the presence of teaching us. So if we go outside in other city, like super handed, do you know the super handed? Yeah, there is my friend who used to study, Saurabh Bharti. He told us there are many practical conducted. Like there you say we only focus on theory, but it's not true. We are focused in practical also. In our school only focus in theory. Do you know? Yeah.
Okay, guys. I okay.
I want to say, you want to know that what is the Indian education system? What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning, real meaning of education? If you are a educated person, what all qualities you have too much? Only you are pass out 95 percentage in a 12th. It's not a symbol of you are a literate person and you are a educated person. Because you all know that if you know everything, now you are a educated person. If you know only one aspect, you don't have any other idea. Only you are uh, first division pass out in one skill. How can you think you are a developed person? How can you think you are a educated person? If you know only one thing, like I have an example, there is a lots of subjects we read, like Hindi, English, Math. All subjects we have to focus equal. If we focus only one, we fail. So that is a real life. If we focus on one subject, how can we about this. You know only books, you read only books. You know only books. Yeah, books knowledge, and you know that teachers all always uh, teach you. Yeah, to read. How you use it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Didi,
yeah.
as you said, we must.
And one more thing I want to say, let me speak. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. And you say you are thinking education is must only for the job. How can you say a literate person and one illiterate person? There is a lot of difference because a literate person know how to speak, how to live in life. You know that. That is. So, in my opinion, education is not must only for the job opportunity. It's provided you how you live in a life. How you survive. Yeah, how you survive in life. That's
Okay. Earlier, you said.
Not debate. It doesn't mean that you should always.
Yeah. I would like to.
Add further. I would like to add further. We didn't
I.
say that.
Okay. Yes, Sweta Didi said she is also right because somewhere we have lacked we have lacked of the knowledge of spiritually because we don't have spiritual knowledge. That's why we sometimes we distract if we are connect to spiritual books like Bhagavata Ramayana. So we we can emphasize ourselves to spiritual knowledge. Okay.
I will add further. As you say, do you know what is the meaning of, what is the difference between education and literacy? What is the difference between educated and literate people? Do you know? A literate, we can say a literate people, a literate person who know how to write or how to speak. There is a literate people, they are literate people. But education is do you know about the subject? Like if we used to study physics, I am study physics, we have to gather all the knowledge of study, all the knowledge of physics, like how to use the fundamental things, how to physics work in our daily life. It's a education, or here is a difference between educated and literate person. Okay, literate person know the how to how to write or how to speak, but educated person know know the broad knowledge of the subject, specific subject, so it make it he is better. Okay.
What Rishi said, I am agree with him. Just I want to conclude what he said. He told us what is the practical knowledge of education. If you are gaining knowledge, if you are continuing educating yourself, but you didn't use that education in your practical life, you didn't use that education in your practical life, that is the no meaning of that education. If you only read a theory and didn't apply in your life when it's really need, that education is worthless. It's not an importance. And we are just talking about what is the education means, how should we education, but we forget one thing. We are sitting here and talking about education, but I have everyone a purpose to somewhere to earn a job and earning a money. Or you are talking about the personality development, you are talking about the character. Why you are not taking in a practical way? The most practical way of the education that time is prevailing is the got a job and an opportunity to do a bigger in your life. It's my opinion.
In I'm agree with you, and in my opinion, every schools they should compulsory to develop one skill to every student. In my opinion, which any school like government and private, they should do compulsory. In my opinion.
I want to ask some questions. Okay, guys, answer me. when MP board or other board they are selecting teachers. So I think in that way they should remove reservation, because if a person on general category and OBC or STSC they are studying well, okay, but in that general category person, the he scored good marks and he really did work hard, he worked hard a lot, and that person he didn't work hard like that person, he got only 50 marks. On that general category person he got 70 marks, but that 50% person that selected, because they didn't have good knowledge as compared to OBC general person. So they should select on the basis of percentage, but there should be not reservation. What do you think, guys?
I would like to answer you, Bahadur. This is another question that you ask today. If you, yeah, yeah, you are right. But one thing I want to say, that where there is a will, there is a way. And in that era, you are talking about, not you can blame the teachers, because you can see the startups, 1,000 towards startup, that the teachers that have a quality of really to doing teaching well have starting their own startup and doing very well. You are talking that you can take the example of physics wala, you can take the example of our DSL. Sir is not a teacher in any more an institution. He is going, he's what we call, sir, he's आप अपना खुद का स्टार्टअप चला रहे हैं. He is running his own institute, and there were many students are coming there. The students don't have to go there in the schools. In that way, you are right. You are right. The teacher, the person have really a good skill of teaching, but due to the reservation, they don't have find an opportunity and doesn't go to the school and teach the students. In that way, somewhere students doesn't find a good education. You are right, but that time I think so. It's a time of internet. Students don't have to so much depend on their teacher. Where there is a will, there is a way.
Well, but sometimes, okay, yeah, I agree with you, and I answer your question. You say the general category student who got yeah, the he is also a student. After after giving paper, he become the exam, he select and become the teacher. So the general category student, or a OBC student, or ST or SC student who have more privilege than them. So you have to see in our culture, because ST, SC, OBC people are we used to say that they are tribal people. For that, we give them privilege to grown up from their society. They reserve. They don't after before they don't know how to study well, how to do work well. So we just give them opportunity. Like if we don't give them opportunity, how could someone stand for their society? That's why we give privilege. It's a positive way. Think in a positive way, not in a negative way. Because the general category student who work hard, they have more privilege than ST, SC or OBC. They you are sitting in kursi, but in chair. But the ST, SC, OBC, they are lying in floor, and they are sitting in floor and study. They used to have more privilege than general student. Do you satisfy?
No, I'm not satisfied. Little bit. I'm satisfied what you want to say it in a positive way. Uh, we gave them chance to grown up, because
More chance.
okay, sorry.
Because
For
how can you just what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday? A boy from Dalit community was going with DJ and he was beaten up. He was beaten up badly just because he was sitting on a mare and going with the DJ. When we have this kind of mentality in society, so how will we change this mentality? We have to give them chance, opportunities. When they will be in administrative posts and other posts, then only discrimination will be removed. We have to remove this discrimination from society. Still they are discriminated. Are they given equal opportunities? Are they given equal chances? No, they're discriminated. They're discriminated everywhere. They are exploited. Treated somewhere they are treated like even worse than animals. Seriously, I'm telling you, worse than animals. Anybody comes and beats them. They don't have sentiments and feelings. Are they machine that you come and just because of the smallest fault you just came and slapped? Think of that person. What? How would he be feeling? Right? You have given him a wonderful lifetime. You bet him publicly. You slapped and becoming so proud. That I bet that person. But think of that person. So we have to remove this, and for that, reservation is only option. We don't have any other option. Reservation is only option when their financial status grows up. They will start, yes, they will start getting respect. They will start getting respect, and this thing is happening in society.
Basically, God made.
Yes.
There, if they live in only complex society, their mind is
Yeah,
not.
in one or two places I can, just agree with you, like medical and judiciary. Here, there should be some educated people, right? In medical line and judiciary. And in other, I just, disagree.
In teaching way you are not agree,
No, no,
sir. I
they
think,
must be given opportunity.
okay, sir, but
But
sir,
they have been, suppressed, oppressed for almost 200, 300 years, right? In the name of untouchability and other particular things, and still they are being tortured. We have to remove this thing.
somewhere they also played with the future of children, because who goes to school they don't have the good knowledge of that subject, so how
They
can they
should
teach?
study. They should work hard. Self-study.
I have
Sir, if we have self confidence, we can self study, so why we are going to school? We shouldn't go.
You are going to school. You are getting knowledge. They are not just given direct jobs. They are not given direct jobs. They are tested and then they are given direct jobs.
So sir,
Given jobs.
my
Not all the people from that community are teachers, right? Some connected people who worked hard, they got the job.
okay, I have your answer. Like if you are in your village, okay, there was a teacher who belonged to SC or ST caste. Okay, so if you become gentle, you know there here no option for earning money, no option, no ever option to getting knowledge. You used to come Siddhi. Why you come Siddhi? Because gaining more knowledge. If you hell bent on Siddhi, then you go Indore, then you go Bhopal for gaining more knowledge.
And seriously, once the topic was raised, and that was a really nice topic. I was not against, very much against that topic. The topic was 50% tax on ancestral property. That is important. Seriously, that is really important, and that thing that rule is implemented in America, right? Why can't we have in India? If someone has 50 acres of land, okay, he enjoyed that. His father enjoyed, he had 50 acres land. Now father is no more, so at least 20 acres land should be given to other people. Should be given to other people. Why? Because this is monopoly. Seriously, this is monopoly. Means you are born in this earth. I'm also born in this earth. Why am I not given equal opportunity? Why? When we are living in a democratic country, so I should be given equal opportunities. Your status is something else. My status is something else. You are getting good coaching. You are getting the best education, and then I have to compete with you. How will I compete with you? How will I compete with you? A boy, a son of an IAS, a son of an IAS is preparing for UPSC civil services. A son of a farmer is preparing for civil services. Think of their condition; they are poles apart. He is getting the best facilities of the world, and that boy is struggling. So how can just have two different horses on the race, one which is handicapped or paralyzed, and one which is fit?
Yeah.
There will be no competition between them.
Yes, sir,
No
you are
competition.
right.
That is why I'm against this, that entrance exam of excellence scheme. Really, I'm against, because the kids who are coming from government school, primary schools, from rural CD, they have to compete with the students who are studying in best private schools in CD. They are giving coaching classes and everything. Now they have to compete with them. How will they compete? All the seats are taken by them. What about them? They don't get any seat, right? Why shouldn't we fix and make the rule that the only students of government primary school can compete for this entrance exam? This will also improve the condition. Yeah, not any private school, any city. Really, if my recommendation is accepted, I want to just recommend this thing to the government of India that if we want to improve the condition of primary government primary schools, make the rule make the rules, right? Like one student told me about one entrance exam which takes place, and if you qualify that entrance exam from your from SPSC OBC community, so 12,000, 13,000 rupees you get after your final exam. Yeah. I don't know about that exam. But there is a condition. Condition is that you must be a part of government primary school, and then you take that exam and get 50% marks. So you can apply, you can fill the form, and you'll get, right? So this thing is very nice. And Suraj government, what they did, that was also very nice. They fixed 50%, need seat, medical seats for government students. If you come through this process, they will give you 50% chance. Now you come from government, so that will also improve the status of government school because the people, the children of rich people will also come and join government schools, right? Take admission government. That will improve. Otherwise, nothing will improve.
Sir, I have a question more.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not who grown up like OBC ST person? They got job now and they grown up. Their child will also can get good knowledge and good coaching in the society. So what about them? So they should also compete.
For that, creamy layer was introduced by the Supreme Court.
Law is already made by
I
Okay.
Supreme Court did it, and Supreme Court said that this can, but the government of India didn't accept this. They just finally rejected that. But there was a proposal, right? That the people who are from that community who have got benefited, they should allow others to get the opportunity. But due to lack of education, people came on the road, protested, so government had to take back this particular ordinance. No,
like
it's not good.
if your father
Being
is
clear,
if
that is
your
what
father is in certain class, you are not reservation.
I just want to ask you, can you compete, with a student who studies in Delhi, in any reputed school? Can you have competition with that particular student? It's totally different. Similarly, people who have, who belong to the particular king's family or the queen's family, they have 100 acres of land. Why should they have this monopoly? What other people don't have the right to live? It's their fault they were born in the family, the poor family. They must get equal opportunities to compete, right? Let's take an example that I do, right? Only 7 to 8% of people of CD possesses almost 70 to 80% of assets of this city. Right? 70% CD lives on rent. 70%. You are saying second student, second person. So how do you live and where do you live in CD? They will tell on rent, on rent. And only 7% of people have their own house.
Yes.
7% of people have their own house. 93% people live on rent. What kind of society are we living in? Why do we have this much discrimination? But some people have 100 acres of land in city, and some don't have a piece of land to build their own house. So why don't government make the policies and just make them poor, right? Take some assets from them and give to the poor people. Just directly give it to the poor people. Directly give them. Give them chance to. This will be, then there will be, social justice. Otherwise, there will be no social justice in society. That is also required. Even I'm telling you, if I have 20 acres of land, they should take my 20 acres of land. No problem.
Okay, yeah. Rishi, let it be. Let it be.
They should build.
Talk to them. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to them.
No reason, yeah.
I think, sir, government take their not their land, but government take their property by tax. What do you think? I think they don't take their own land, but they take like land tax. You know, sir, taking land tax, also land tax, water tax, all the type of tax. Yeah, it's I think, sir, in massive level, it's not good for society. But if you say,
Otherwise, before that, nobody knew about online classes and kind of things, right? The people were trying to have, but nobody wanted online classes. But today, people are crazy about online classes. And that is so good for the people from poor family, right? Why? Because they used to live in Delhi, had to pay 10,000, 20,000 of rent for a small piece of room, right? Right? Small size of room. Today, they are sitting at home and taking online classes and studying. This concept of a study point is amazing, right? They can come from their village to city and they will have atmosphere. There will be 30, 40 students devoted to studying. They will see them and inspire, get motivated and study, right? They're taking classes of physics wala. Now think, if they didn't have this facility, they would have to go to that particular center of physics wala. And okay, they're ready. Fees they will charge once. They're charging 1,50,000. They will pay 1,50,000. But what about the rent of 1 year? Other particular, expenses. That is very, expensive. 30,000, 40,000 fees every month they have to spend. How will they get that? Right? So this is amazing. So that I'm telling you, we will have like in
like,
America there is. Why don't all the Americans leave their country and settle down in other countries? Why don't they not live in other countries? This will also make people become self-dependent, right? Some people just think that I will get, legacy. Let the chair round, right? I will get legacy, right? My parents have beautiful, property worth crores. I will get that and enjoy my life. Why should I study and work hard? But when they know about this particular policy, when they know about this particular policy, that there is a policy of government of India that if a person dies, 50% of his assets will be taken by the government of India and given to the poor people. So that person will definitely work hard, right? To build his own property, to make his own property. Yeah, I'm also agree with. Give me.
I'm also okay. Listen me first. Listen me first. I would like to say something. I also agree with sir. If you are talking about if that the policies that sir told us if were implemented in India, there will be a lot of hectic environment will be created. But I listen about one country. I think it's South Korea, sir, where the
In America as well.
America as
In
well
America, we have this policy.
the
Yes,
property.
don't you feel sad? Don't you feel sad when you listen that India is the sixth wealthiest country in the world? Yeah. On the one hand, India is the sixth wealthiest country in the world. On the other hand, 40% of Indians can't afford two times of meal. 40% of Indians. Is it a small margin? A huge margin. 40% Indians can't afford two times meal. Means breakfast and dinner they can't arrange. Right? Think of it. Think of it. How can we say that we are the seventh or sixth wealthiest country in the world? Why do we have this discrimination? Same Mumbai, we see high-rise building, and there is a same, that chawl next to that particular building. People are living like animals in those chawls. Why do we have this discrimination? Why shouldn't we take, some particular property from them and give it to the poor, right? We have to get rid of this discrimination. Otherwise, this social discrimination will lead to anarchy. This social discrimination will lead to robbery, murders, and other crimes. Nationalism is a part of that.
Yeah.
Today, so-called leaders are
Totally agree
feeling
with you,
proud of, by killing those
Yeah.
terrorists and that Naxals.
Yeah.
But they should know, why did they lift guns? Why did they lift guns? What they saw, that the people who are sitting,
Top.
in particular top positions, they are exploiting them without any reason. What they say, think that they just get kicked. They are, drunk. They think that, my hands are itching today. I want to beat someone. They find that, person from that particular community and give 2 3 slaps without any reason. Any reason. They 2 3 slaps. Why? Because their hands were itching. This kind of society we need. So what they have, when they don't get justice from the judiciary, they don't get justice from any department, then they have only one way. Let's take justice by ourselves. And they are doing that. They're lifting. They know that what I'm going to do and what I will have to face. Despite knowing all those things, that today I'm lifting gun, I'm becoming a Naxal. So tomorrow I may be shot.
Yeah.
I may be shot. Then also they're lifting. Reason? You'll find only this thing. Today, government is developing those particular areas where Naxalism was on peak. You see, people are coming back to mainstream.
Yeah.
They're coming back to mainstream. Nobody wants to become. Every criminal has a very painful story.
Yes, sir.
You just ask how
Yeah,
that
society
particular
makes
person
people-
became a criminal. Right? Dadua, so-called dreaded, dacoit of this particular Vindh region, Dadua. He was very, famous in Chitrakoot and this UP, forest, very famous place, Dadua. If you read his story, how he became, he was well educated from the Dalit community or, that community. Upper caste people, they just, burnt his family members alive in the house. They had any dispute. Then he went to court, then he went to police station, and what he got? He got nothing from there. He became a dacoit. He just, kidnapped them and killed them, took revenge. Poolan Devi, Poolan Devi, she was raped and murdered. She was raped and, made to walk without any clothes. In whole village, she was made to walk. Think of it. Then she became a dacoit, bandit fame. Right? You can see Pan Singh Tomar. He was in the army.
Yeah.
He was in the army.
I saw the
This is
movie.
a real story. He was in the army. He didn't have any criminal background. Army person always loves his country. But what he saw, his father was killed, his wife was killed by the head of that village. And when he went to register FIR, officer was also involved with that particular person. He was handing gloves. He just, begged him and chased him away. When he didn't get justice from anywhere, so he lifted gun. He killed that head of village and that particular police officer and became a dacoit. When people don't get justice from, the right way, they just have only one way to do that, and wrong way. They do that. They do that. And that is why people say there are two systems, there are two systems, there are two constitutions in India, one for the rich, one for the poor. A rich person, despite having, criminal history, he hires one renowned lawyer or advocate and gets bail. Without going to jail, he gets bail. And a poor person spends his whole life in proving that he's alive. Please make my Aadhaar card.
Yeah.
Sir, 42% in whole city in parliament.
Yeah, they have criminal history.
They have criminal history.
Criminal history, and not,
52%
like normal criminal history, FIR, because violating the rule of the murder cases, robbery cases, half murder cases, right? And
Not one or
yeah,
two.
scams cases, they are public representative.
Sir, they are chosen by public.
So actually, we don't have choice. When money power, muscle power works, then what can a common person do?
You,
In the
the
system,
leader distribute people.
we can't blame.
Voter. The leader who distribute
K.
leaders.
Annamalai, so my favorite leader. I adore him a lot. Seriously. the second state. Yes, because of former vice president of Bharatiya Janata Party, Tamil Nadu. From poor family, he worked hard, he became an IPS officer. He resigned from that particular lucrative job and he wanted to serve the people. He lost the election. Lost election. Think, he lost election, okay? An IPS officer, he was working for poor people. Everybody knows he's a very honest person and working for people. He lost the election by 50, 60,000 of vote. And one criminal from Punjab, terrorist, activities he was doing. He was arrested Khalistani and he won the election from jail. Rashid Engineer, everybody knows Rashid Engineer. He has Pakistani link. He has links with the terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. He won the election from the jail. Think of the society how we are.
They are uneducated, that's why they will. Let them go.
We have to strengthen this education system by giving equal opportunities to all.
But I
Seriously,
then
this is not a fault of you guys. What you see in CD, in your CD, the students who are studying in CBSE, ICSE, you know, they think they have very different feelings for you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they get to know that you are from Hindi and others. They are
Unconfident.
yeah, exactly. They think that you are like, from any other country.
Yeah.
Really? No, they are from light club.
why not should be one board like MP board?
I agree. There shouldn't be MP board. I just think that there should be one board, India board.
Yeah.
Why not? When we have one nation, one election, we are planning. We have one nation, one law. We are planning. UCC, Common Civil Code, right?
Yeah.
So when we are planning all these things, one nation, one election, one nation, one law, then why shouldn't we have one nation, one education? One nation. Why do we have CBSE, ICSE?
Yeah,
Then
and
how
it-
can we say that we live in a democratic country? You tell me.
I think sir, NEP is doing that way. Like three languages are compulsory for Hindi.
No, yeah. So it must be for all.
NEP is no special for Hindi is must for.
I'm just saying only one thing. Why do we have 30, 40 votes? Why don't we have, one vote? See, look at the level of discrimination. Okay. A boy who's a topper of, his class from MP. Okay. He's in class 10. He topped. Now his father is in a central government job. He's transferred to any southern state. Now he goes with his parents and wants to take admission in class 11. When he goes with his mark sheet documents, they say that you are not, eligible to get the admission. You don't qualify all the criteria. Okay, so we can demote you and give admission in class 8. Is it my fault that I was from MP board, right? I was topper of that board. I worked hard. Is it my fault that your, education system is better than that, so you will demote me? What about my 2 years? What about my those 2 years? So I'm saying that education, there should be committee, okay, proper committee on education, and it should be free of political interference. What do you think? There shouldn't be any political interference. There should be representation from all the states, and that will also unite our country, right? When a kid from MP will read the stories of Tamil Nadu and stories of Karnataka, Kerala, and he will also learn some Tamil words and Kannada words, right? So he will, when he goes there, he will speak, he will use those words, and there will be good bonding, right? Good bonding. So that we can have only one board, right? India board, right? 100, 200 people must be in that committee, and they should formulate what students will read, right? What do you think? Why do we have CBSC board, MP board, ICSC board, now international boards? No, these all the things are rubbish thing. You give equal chance to all the students, they can also match their performance. They can match the performance of the people from elite family, right? Elite group, one special group. You can't join just because now I have reached here. I won't let you reach here. If you try to come here, I will kick you and make you fall, make you reach there. First of all, we must remove this discrimination. I'm just asking you guys, is this the fault of these little kids who were born in poor families? Are they getting equal opportunities? You tell me. They go to Khanawada school, right? And some go to Gandhi school. Some of them go to Siddhabhumi Ganesh school. Do they have equal opportunities? Isn't it injustice with them? You tell me. Isn't it injustice? They have qualities. They also want to work hard. But are they getting equal opportunities? No. They are being discriminated. So how will we make a prosperous India, right? Or India where all the people will live with harmony and equality. How can we talk about equality? How can we talk about equality? You tell me. I go to distribute my visiting cards and pamphlets, when the entrance exam of excellence school takes place. I ask children, they say that they have come from 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers to take this exam, right? They have torn clothes, right? That torn slipper, shoes,
They were in
right?
shorts, t-shirts. Yeah.
Right? Very poor family, from marginalized family. Beta bana kuch. They're looking at us, looking up to our face. Don't know how to answer, right? They are not views. What does excellence mean? That select excellent students and make it an excellence school? No, no, you can't say that this is your achievement. Just by teaching 10 students who are already toppers, you think that you are running the best institute, so you are fooling others. That can be done by anybody. That can be done by anybody. Take the poor people, poor children, right, from marginalized families and make them excellent. Make them excellent. Then you can say that this is the school of excellence. Yes, here we, take raw material, we take raw material and give shape, right? Give shape within 2 years, 3 years, we give them proper shape. We enhance their value. Then you can say. Otherwise, you can't say. I made rule if a student fails, if a student gets 52%, 55% of marks, he will be chucked out of excellence school. Here only students who get first division can study. You have made this rule. So I just want to say, ask you, is this the failure of that only student who got 55, 58% of marks? What about not the failure of teachers who didn't teach properly, right, and provide the opportunities to those kids? Because one student's mother was sitting in the office. She told that her son was at excellence school in class 9, but he didn't score 60 plus percent marks. So now he was thrown out of that school. Really? Yes, there is a rule at excellence school. If you get first division, then only you can study. If you get second division, you will be out of that school.
No, not second division. If you are choosing like math or other subject, you don't get the subject.
Yeah.
Particular.
You are right.
The thing, why is this a fault of that student only?
I also
Isn't it the
got
fault
that
of teachers?
53%, 56% in ninth class. 56.
We get checked out of the class.
So
Yes, should we?
In colleges, it also happens. Why? So motivating a percentage.
So I'm just saying that why
If I belong to a poor area,
just because you are this thing, these all the things are happening because of not having enough educational institutions. This is not the fault of students. This is the fault of system, right?
system should be.
Where should I go? Should I go to private colleges? Why don't you make two or three more colleges like SGS?
Yeah.
Make one or two or more colleges like SGS and take rest of the students. Why don't we have two excellence schools in one city? दुनिया भर की चीज डबल हो रही है. We are saying that earlier we used to build 1 kilometer road in a day. Now we are building 10 kilometers road in a day. Everywhere you are increasing. So why aren't you increasing here? बस नाम बदल करके सीएम राइज दे दो, पीएम राइज कर दो, वो कर दो, और facilities are nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Only name changing ceremony is going on. Every month new name, right?
Then the party decide to do
This education system, Srivadu sometimes says that it's a scam. Indian education system is a scam. So I really sometimes relate. This is really a scam, really.
Indian education system is scam.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, it's a time of when we was time of partition. It's going on from that time because we are not focusing
Following
on
Macaulay
primary
education system.
Sir,
We should have
Macaulay,
really
yeah.
our education system, not Macaulay education
we
system.
are not following we are not focusing on the primary education. We just build a higher institute like IIT,
Give
engineer
equal opportunity to every kid who is born here and see they can go to any particular college, they can crack any exam. Just give them equal opportunity, but you don't give, right? कुछ कुछ ऐसा हाल है, a race is taking place where some children are already standing 300-meter ahead and some are standing 300-meter behind them. Now they are asked to compete with them.
And to win.
Yes, and to win. How will they win when they are already 300-meter ahead of them? Yeah, few they are, in a do or die situation, they can. Otherwise, it is too difficult to, surpass them.
Yes, one thing I also want to say. Today, I was reading the newspaper and found one article. According to the NAP of 2020, mm, in Maharashtra, there were three languages are necessary: uh, English, Marathi, and third language was Hindi was necessary to be learned in the schools. But the leader of
Opposition.
Shiv Sena, Raj Thackeray, has an obligation. Hindi should not be Hindi should not be as a third language, but must be necessary in the schools. The people who are sitting in the highest position, they doesn't understand their own values and the words that is given in the society.
Yeah. Our education system, I'm telling you now, our education system becomes the victim of politics.
Yeah.
Politics. Here, politicians decide what we will. Exactly. They decide what we are going to read.
Sir, my conclusion is uneducated politicians decide our future.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's sum up, guys. So it must be reformed,
Yeah.
right? Yes, because it is very sad when we read that our universities are not among top 200 universities. It hurts. It really hurts a lot that we are not among top 200
There is
universities.
no
It
university
hurts.
of India among top 200 universities.
Really hurts. What are we doing? Where are we going? Like we are talking about advancement and other things.
I have a best example of IIT, but what is the time?
Okay. No.
That the IITs, what are
The
they?
student who passed IIT,
Most
who
of the
cracked IIM,
IITians
and
Radhe, Radhe. Thank you so much, dear students, for being with us. I hope you have enjoyed.
you can understand.
We'll meet tomorrow and discuss any other topic. Till then, Jai Hind.
That's why engineer didn't make anything. Sir, as if